Arana.
Patrick Mahomes is basically God playing quarterback.
Chiefs Kingdom
live.
They want it. They wanted it.
Yeah, when it's grim, be the Grim Reaper. Go get it.
That's a different cheer right there, baby.
Yeah, we're not having a snowball fight.
He'll get handled when he gets handled.
The Lombardi Trophy has a red and gold reflection. Touchdown! Kansas City! One of the greatest duos in the history of the National Football League. Patrick Mahomes to Travis Kelce.
Do it live!
Let's go!
You gotta fight for your right to party!
Howdy, Chiefs Kingdom. It's Wednesday. It's 8 o'clock. It's Chiefs Kingdom Live. Thank you so much for joining us. If you would, real quick, if you wouldn't mind, before you forget, make sure to click or tap that like and click or tap that subscribe button. Maybe tell a friend, tell a family member, tell some Chiefs fans, help spread the word. We would sure appreciate that. We got a good show for you all tonight after a couple weeks off. Nick and Bo were traveling, so we're going to give a kind of a wrap on training camp, which ended up there. The last day with St. Joe today. Training camp's over, man. We've got preseason game in the book. Before you know it, the games will start counting. So we'll talk about the pretty kind of uneventful training camp, really, but we'll look back to the first preseason game against the Arizona Cardinals. We'll talk about maybe the way some position groups look like they're shaping up early here, some decisions that the coaching staff is going to have to make when it comes to trimming down the roster here in a few weeks. But before we get into that, no Bo tonight. He is still
and cut his salary.
I have to cut his salary again. We need to stop giving him so much vacation. That's the problem. He's got way too much.
PTO plan's pretty crazy, right? When we were thinking, when we gave him like 5 weeks, we weren't thinking about the fact we only do this once a week, you know?
Right.
So.
Yeah. So, Nick, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good, man. Yeah, no, it's just summer here is winding down. The family vacations and the books for 2025 for summer, and the kids are about to go back to school, and we're about to have football, man. It's just that time of year, you know. I'm ready for some jacket weather.
Yeah.
KC area, so
I don't know about that, but I like the summer. As long as it's not like 105 degrees outside, I can handle 90s, mid 90s, high 90s is tolerable. But man, I am not ready for cold weather, but that means football is here. So that's the trade-off, right? You lose the nice warm weather for the bitter, soul-stealing cold, but you get football back. So that's a fair trade. It's crazy. The kids going back to school. Every kid I know is like excited and looking forward to going back to school. And I'm like, dude, like I was never excited to go back to school when summer was over. The last 2 weeks, I was like dreading it, man.
Yeah, no, it's like the last day of vacation. It's like kind of sucks because you're like, oh man, I gotta go to work like a couple days, like you just like sitting there. And my kids are just like excited about their new backpacks, excited about their teachers and who they're gonna see and stuff. And I was just like, it's a different world, man.
We're not raising these kids right. It doesn't sound like they're excited to go back to school. But hey, good for them. They're smarter than we were, probably. So that probably helps. Definitely smarter than me. Probably not smarter than you, but
schools make stuff fun now, though. I mean, like,
yeah, I guess I don't know.
Like,
not as fun as riding your bike.
I go into my kid's school and like, there's people smiling and stuff that work there.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Still ain't as fun as riding your bike around the neighborhood and going to the pool and hanging with your friends all day.
That's for sure.
Still not that fun, but anyway, Chiefs training camp is in the books, wrapped up for the 2025 edition. Man, kind of an uneventful training camp, right? Which is good and kind of bad, I guess.
Yeah.
Other than, and I guess the Deion Bush injury happened in the preseason game, not technically wasn't during training camp. Hollywood Brown has the ankle issue. Doesn't seem to be serious, but kind of sidelined him for most of camp. But Chiefs pretty much avoided major injury, which to me, that's probably what you want to see the most, right? I mean, you see players, and we'll talk about who had good camp or maybe had a bad camp, who we thought was going to show up, didn't. But really, ultimately, like that's the key, right? Get out unscathed.
Yeah, I mean, you want to get out there, you want to see what people can do. You want to kind of just set the tone for the year, but you don't want. I mean, you don't want. It's much better to have uneventful camp than an eventful camp. I mean, I think you know what I mean, huh?
With injury, anyway.
With injury, yeah. I mean, it's
just ask the Chargers.
Yeah, exactly. Right. That's
every year.
I feel bad for them. It's like every year they were like, "Oh, hey, who are we going to lose for the season before the first game this year?"
Right. It's insane.
It's wild. So, yeah, it's just. I think it's it's a credit to the coaching staff and the organization that they have a well-run deal, and it's just like, yeah, we're just here, we're just doing our thing. I mean, dude, I do not envy the players being out there. I know they make a lot of money, but whew, man, that was a hot mother. We've had a lot of rain in this area, dude. It's like humid. I mean, heat is in the high hundreds, right? Like just it's a grueling camp to be in, man.
Yeah, Kareem Hunt. Did you see the Chiefs put out that video where it was like the toughest battle of training camp is Kareem Hunt versus the Heat this year? It's like, yo, let me get a water. Yo, let me get another water. Hey, where's that water at? Hey, man, give me a water. Like, I need another water. He's like, I ain't never had to water my legs before. Oh, man, that video is funny. If you haven't seen it on Chiefs social media, go out there and check that. Maybe we'll repost it after the show here. But Kareem Hunt was struggling, man. He was on the struggle bus with the Heat, but the rain kind of bailed him out a couple times, though. Got him out of practice early, I think, or got him to at least to wrap up short. I think maybe they had one day where it got kind of canceled out there, and they didn't have the fans there at least. But
yeah, they told the fans to leave, and the players were like, "We're done too, right?" And they're like, "Nah, you ain't done.
Yeah,
the fans got to go. You guys get back out there."
Yeah. Kind of reminds me of the tryouts, man, back in the old sports, the old soccer days, man, like out there in that heat, 5 days or whatever it was, 2-week tryout, run that 3.5 mile course and sprints. And it was the end of summer. They're hot, obviously not in pads. Not trying to compare that to an NFL training camp, but I can empathize with the pain a little bit. Right. But, talk about Hollywood Brown injury, level of concern with the ankle. Said he started running again, which I guess is a good sign. There's 3 weeks until the first game. I mean, scale of like 1 to 10, what's your worry level with Hollywood Brown and the ankle injury?
Yeah, I mean, moderate. I would say, like 3 or 4. I mean, I don't think it's like, if he's running on it, then it's not like long term, but it's just not a good sign, right? It's not something you want to hear, especially with kind of how things shook out with our receiving core last year, where like we were all excited for what we're going in with, and you find out like what you're gonna have is mostly like one rookie dude as your number one, right? And so I mean, moderate. It's just, you hope that it's something you can get over and that it's not lingering, right? I mean, that's the thing, is like once the season hits, man, there's just like not a lot of rest time there where it can get better. And so a guy like Brown's a good receiver, but I mean, a guy that seemed like he's maybe a little more injury prone, it's not a good sign, man.
That's definitely his story. No fault of his, not trying to put the guy down or talk bad about the guy. But that's just his entire career. I mean, I'm pretty sure going back even to his days at Oklahoma, man, like he had injuries there. He's one of the most electric players, especially in his college days there. But just got to be out there, right? I mean, don't matter how electric you are if you're on the bench.
The best ability is availability.
Right, 100%. So I don't know. I mean, level of worry with him of this would normally be like a 2 or 3 right there in that maybe 3-4 range with you. But just knowing the injury history with that dude, I'm in like a 5, like halfway, not panicked, but also it's not nothing at this point. Guy had kind of a fluky injury last year with the shoulder, the tackle in the first preseason game. So, not too worried about that, but also I'm just like, I'm just going to pencil this guy in for another injury, right? It sucks, but maybe they got it out of the way early this year. And when we talk about our position groups and we'll get to this week's CKL poll, we kind of touch on this subject, so we'll kind of circle back to that here in a little bit. Who to you stood out in training camp, like that you saw maybe the most hype about, you thought maybe gave themselves best case to make the team, that was maybe a bubble player?
Yeah, man, that's tough. I don't know about bubble player that is going to make the. I think that the bubble players is really about the preseason for me, right? Is about like, I mean, obviously I was very doubtful that our left tackle that we drafted was going to be starting. Right. So him coming in and Simmons, right, and and just like doing the whole camp. I know they said he was going to do it. I thought they were going to treat him more carefully, and then playing in the first preseason game, to me that was probably the most impressive. I mean, it still just blows my mind. Like if that guy was ready to go,
I know.
Like how did he fall? How did he follow the Chiefs if he's the best at that position in the or one of the top 2 or whatever in the draft? It's mind-boggling to me, to be honest. But that probably impressed me the most.
Yeah, that was definitely like the big story. Was he came in and he had that starting basically left tackle position and ran with the ones from day one. He had it on lock, and he didn't give up. He didn't give it up to anybody, right? I mean,
yeah.
He was running with the ones the entire camp. So, yeah, it's perplexing that many teams could misjudge his medical situation like that. Maybe they weren't as high on him as the Chiefs were. Seems like all of the pundits and the experts, which, hey, we take that with a grain of salt, but they all were high on the guy. And like, this is the tackle, or this is like one of the top 2 or 3 guys, offensive linemen in this draft. If it wasn't for the injury, maybe other teams didn't view him as that solid of a prospect. And when you put that together with the patellar injury, it was enough to scare him away. But I mean, I remember Bo and you and I were talking about it, and Andy Reid kept saying he's on track for training camp and he's going to be ready. He's going to be ready. And I was on Andy's side saying, well, look, man, like I didn't know if I believed it, but he better be if you're saying that. I know you and Bo kind of had your doubts that he would be ready to go here, but that's wild that many teams whiffed on that player. And like I said, they got medical staffs too, right? Like they not talk to the guy or something. So who knows? But hey, their misfortunes, our fortune, and landed in our lap.
It's exactly what we needed, and
exactly what we needed.
Exactly to the Chiefs.
Right. So a little bit of good fortune for the Chiefs there. I think to me, other than Simmons, Tyquan Thornton, the receiver, he's a second-round draft pick a few years ago with the Patriots. Lands on the Chiefs. Obviously, we'll talk about the Rashee Rice situation coming up here, so waiting on the suspension with him. But I think he was pretty safe to make the team, but he was this year's like Justin Ross of Chiefs training camp to me. He was the guy that I heard the most buzz about. He was the guy I was seeing making the highlight plays that posted out there on social media, and they were talking about the reporters and the beat guys out there covering the team. He got the first pass from Patrick right there in the first preseason game too. So to me, he's kind of been the camp standout at that position. Obviously, I just mentioned that he was the Justin Ross of this year's camp, so no guarantee that turns into him being a star player or, hell, even making the field and making more than a couple, 2-3 plays for the team here. But I think he probably stood out the most to me anyway. None of the running backs really.
Yeah.
They brought in Elijah Mitchell and they brought in Brashard Smith, and neither of those guys seem to be. I know Smith had a couple of plays where they say he had some nice catches out of the backfield, but he wasn't really a guy that was like shining, moved up the depth chart or anything like that. So, Tyquan Thornton season, here we go, baby. Get ready.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Think
he's talented. He's fast. Patrick Mahomes seems to have his trust.
I mean, those nice catch he made.
Yeah. No, I mean he does. He has some good plays. We'll talk about the preseason game here in a minute. So yeah, I mean, I think he's probably the guy that comes to mind at the biggest camp. I don't know. There's really not a whole lot else, right? to talk about from camp. It was kind of like, how the hell was everybody wrong except the Chiefs about Simmons, and Tyquan Thornton made probably the most highlight plays.
That was it, right?
Yeah. That was about it, really. The Travis Kelce, we talked about him coming in looking svelte, I believe is the term Andy Reid used, saying he looks faster. But Travis Kelce, that's not like new news, right? Like they say on New Heights, like him out there making plays in training camp, looking good. That's to be expected.
This Travis Kelce kid, he might be somebody, you know.
Yeah. So it looks like he maybe is reinvigorated and trimmed down a little bit, and saying he's faster than he's been in a few years. And his mom and some other people have talked about how dedicated and how much hard work he put in the offseason.
He looks the part, dude.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll talk about tight end position group here moving forward. So, yeah, Simmons looked good. Left tackle, that's the A1 concern from the way the season went last year and then ended in the Super Bowl, was left tackle. And it looks like the Chiefs have that problem solved in training camp already before week 2 of the preseason even gets here. So, and Tyquan Thornton making plays. Preseason 1 game is in the books. Chiefs ultimately lose to the Cardinals. But when the ones were out there, and we kind of made a joke about it on our X account there on the old Twitter app, formerly known as Twitter. You go check us out there, and on the other social medias at Chiefs Kingdom Live. You can vote in the polls. You can see the kind of the info we put out there. But the ones were really kind of like whooping up, and then Andy Reid took Patrick Mahomes out of the game. That kind of like killed the whole vibe, and the pendulum kind of swung back. But thoughts? Patrick Mahomes 1 for 1 for 1 touchdown and got out of the game. Were you surprised with?
He's number 1.
I know Andy and them said he was going to play the first series, but were you at least a little bit surprised or disappointed about him basically, because the Cardinals fumbled the opening kickoff, right? The Chiefs got the ball,
and then there's a half of the distance to
the red zone, and there's a half a distance to the goal penalty. So surprised, disappointed, didn't care about Patrick playing like 3 or 4 plays.
Yeah, look, I just, as soon as it happened, I was just like, well, Patrick's about to have a night's worth of work. Because I knew that he wasn't going to make it more than I was not surprised at all when he didn't come back out. Like they're like, he's, especially at his age now, where I mean, he's not like needing to, you know what I mean, get out there and gel with the offense. Like the dude is just like, he's a veteran now, right? And so I was disappointed when I was like really excited, but then I was like, well, I guess we're not going to see Patrick very, very many plays tonight, because like we're on like the 10-yard line or whatever. So yeah, it was just kind of a bummer, but like this is the best way to start the game. You know what I mean? If you think about it, it's like, all right, well, over on special teams, touchdown on offense, defense would have liked to see maybe 3 and out, but they got a turnover, right? On one of the, the most telegraphed throws I think I've seen in a while. So maybe Kyler Murray needed the practice a little more than Patrick in the preseason.
God, that was a terrible interception.
I mean, he just didn't see the
Right.
defender, right? Like it happens, I think, to every quarterback.
It
like
still doesn't take away how terrible of an interception
it
it
was
was.
not good.
It
Just
wasn't even like it was Jaden Hicks had the interception, right?
right.
It wasn't like he came running out from the side or nothing, like crossed and like ran into the path. He was just standing there, like. And
that was that was like a Marcus Peters Chiefs interception.
Yeah,
like
right.
Marcus Peters would get an interception when he was with the Chiefs. You'd just be like, "Why'd they throw the ball there?"
Yeah, and Marcus Peters too. Something about how many interceptions he had with the Chiefs. It was like that guy had so many interceptions that were just. It didn't look like he was even like trying on the play or like thought the play was going his way or wasn't covering anybody. It's just the other team just threw the ball right to him or arm punt, and he happened to be standing. Which hey, maybe he had an understanding of where to be, and like he caught the ball. How many
he was there and
backs,
he caught the ball.
How many defensive backs? And I was just getting ready to say, hey man, Hicks caught it right.
Hicks caught it.
Quarterback. I've seen quarterbacks throw a lot of passes directly to defenders that didn't catch the pass, so he caught it. He was out there making plays, making tackles. He looked really good. I'll kind of maybe talk about him here in a second, but I was a little disappointed. I was honestly a bit surprised too that Patrick didn't come back out.
Yeah.
Look, if you say he's going to play one series, it feels like you think maybe he needs it. We see these other teams that don't play their starters in the preseason and they have slow starts. Not to say that would happen with the Chiefs and with Patrick Mahomes, but I thought he would send him back out there for a full series, right? When you say you want him to play a series, I mean, that was technically a series, but I was a little surprised and totally killed the vibe when they took him out, but he looked good.
What do you mean? We had Minshew mania after they took him out.
Right. No, hey, Gardner Minshew, man, like, what did you think about him? He looked pretty good.
He looked like a much more viable backup than Carson Wentz.
Yeah.
I mean, I would feel okay with him being, you know what I mean?
If called upon
for like half a game or a game or something, right? Like,
right.
Like a Matt Moore type situation. Obviously,
right.
I'm not even going to talk about what would cause that, but like, yeah, I mean, I felt like he definitely seemed like he had more of a like place on the field than I think what we had last year at backup. So I'm definitely, excited, and I just think he's a cool story. It's kind of interesting to see his career kind of come full circle where, like the Chiefs were the ones that kind of started his career, right? With the whole Chris Jones, I think broke Nick Foles' collarbone and started Minshew mania with the Jaguars. And then now he plays for the Chiefs and he plays on the same team as Chris Jones. So he's had an interesting career. He seems like a hardworking guy. He seems like he's got a good personality and a good work ethic. So yeah, dude, I'm stoked to see him, on the field. He looked passable as a backup quarterback, I don't know what else, you can really say beyond that.
Yeah. I mean, he looks better than Bailey Zappi, who after that performance in that game, it was like, it's almost amazing that guy's on an NFL roster, even as the third string quarterback. But yeah, no, he looked good. Looked like he made some good passes, made some good decisions, showed off. He can run. He's got a little bit of scrambling ability to him. He showed it on the touchdown run there. So he led a couple of nice drives with the ones and the twos, right? It was a mixture of the first and second team offense out there. But yeah, I mean, like you said, you feel okay if Gardner Minshew has to come in for a half a game, like a situation like in the playoff. Now, not that you want to see Patrick leave for half of a playoff game, but just a game in general, right? If he had to come in for a few drives or close out a game or something, especially in the regular season, I think you feel better about Gardner Minshew than you have maybe with the last couple Chiefs. It was backup quarterbacks last year. It was Carson Wentz, and it was who was it before Wentz? I'm having a hard time going back and thinking of the guy we had. It was between Henne and Wentz, wasn't it? Yeah. The guy that played for the Jags, what was his name? Blaine Gabbert. Yeah. I feel more comfortable with Gardner Minshew.
I was like, it wasn't Colt McCoy.
No, I feel more comfortable with Gardner Minshew. He was a starter in the league last year. had some nice games, won some games with the Raiders. Hey, look, man, if you can win a game starting for the Raiders, you got some talent.
Laney's defending her Zappy guy there, Scott.
Oh, yeah. I'm not, I was watching the game.
Zap Brannigan.
Yeah, Zap Brannigan. Yeah, Bailey Zappi was he was lucky to be on the plane. Headed back to Kansas City. He looked awful. But look, Bailey Zappi is not going to take any snaps for the Chiefs in a meaningful game. So it was disappointing, though. We put out on the Chiefs Kingdom X account, we're not going to get mad if the Chiefs lose. It's just a preseason game. But I was finding myself getting frustrated with the interceptions. And look, I want the Chiefs to win every game I watch. I realize that, and there was like that. There was a couple of those people. There was that guy right on social media. It's like, it's preseason game, meaningless. Well, yeah, I know it's a preseason game and it's meaningless, but like I still want them to win. I don't want to see some guy out there and just turn the ball over every drive and let the other team come back and win.
Yeah,
so,
yeah, for sure.
What else stood out to you watching the game against Cardinals?
Look, I'm trying this year to not get overly hyped about a preseason player. That's what I'm trying. So it's like I'm not gonna get all pumped up about a 31-year-old tight end that looked really good,
right?
in Tunyon. But I mean, he did stand out, right? So he looked good. Look, I think I texted you, like, if there was like a Hall of Fame for preseason performances, like Remigio, like would have to be like maybe a first balloter. Cause I mean,
for sure.
He had he had a big kick return. But yeah, those were kind of the two that stood out for me. It's weird just to see. It's like, and Nico Remigio like has a big play in the preseason again. You know, it's interesting that he hasn't been able to translate that into anything, like in the regular season, really. So
he had a big return in the playoffs last year, right?
Did he?
Against was that the Bills or was that? I'm trying to remember what game that was. Remember Travis Kelce? So I talked to him and was like, "Yo, man, like fair catching the ball right there. That ain't being great."
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Yeah.
What game was that? Was that the Texans game? Can't remember which playoff. Maybe someone can help refresh our memory here in the chat. Chat's lively tonight, looking like so far. If you're watching, make sure you throw something up in the chat. Just say hey or what's up. Don't be shy. I talk to people that watch the show. They're like, "Well, I don't comment because I don't want to say something dumb." I'm like, "Man, you must be new to the show because I say dumb stuff all the time, and I'm one of the hosts." So, but yeah, look, I know there was some buzz about some of the other tight ends. Jared Wiley was a 4th-round pick going into last year that had his rookie season wiped out by injury. He's coming back. I know Jake Bringingstool was an exciting player, had some pretty good highlight tape in college, undrafted guy, but like a fringe guy. I think there was quite a few draft people that were maybe surprised that he didn't go, that everybody passed on him and didn't pick him up in the draft. But he's kind of lost maybe some chances because he's been hurt, right, for most of training camp and out. Look, man, like Robert Tonyan's making the team, right?
Yeah.
I'm not saying get overhyped about the guy, but he's a veteran. He's played in this league. He is a red zone threat. He has caught double-digit, at least, touchdowns in the NFL. Back in his Green Bay days when he played with Aaron Rodgers, that dude's going to be on the team. And is he going to pass up Noah Gray and Travis Kelce on the depth chart? No, probably not. But he stood out and he made plays, and that's what you got to do. Like when you get your opportunity in the preseason.
Those types of players are the ones that can make the difference, right, between winning an important game and losing an important game.
Right. Excellent blocker. People talk about how good of a blocker he is. Maybe kind of like a Blake Bell type guy, veteran.
The Belldozer?
The Belldozer's been around the block, knows the NFL, knows how to get open, knows how to make plays. Yeah, he's going to be on the team. It'd be interesting to see if they go with a 4th tight end. But, yeah, Robert Tonyan, he definitely stood out. To me, a guy that stood out that I definitely did not expect to stand out and I don't know why, but I thought after the way his season went last year, maybe he was a long shot, but Carson Steele, man, looked good, right? Was running people over, running angry, picking up.
He's another preseason
Hall of Famer, man. Plays. All the buzz was, they brought Isaiah Pacheco's back healthy, and they brought Kareem Hunt back, and they brought in Elijah Mitchell. They drafted Smith, but it's a 7th round draft pick. Kind of crowded position group there with the fumbles. Carson Steele kind of got in the doghouse last year. He was out there running and making plays at the running back position, more so than any. More so than any other guys, right?
So
he popped. Smith did pop. Elijah Mitchell had a few okay plays, I guess, in there too. But Carson Steele reemerges. It's not a guy I kind of thought he does run hard. Not really a guy that I guess I didn't expect him to come out there, and it was later in the game, right? Like, he came in the third quarter, I want to say.
Yeah. What did you think about Pacheco coming out of the gates and having like an 8-9 yard run, just first carry? I mean, I thought that was an encouraging sign.
Yeah, it was a nice sign. Came out, hit the hole, right? Instantly we got moving north-south. Didn't see it looked like he was really stomping the ground super hard, which I know people love that about the guy. But to me, man, that's kind of slows him down. I don't know. It's like wasted motion. I know we've talked about it before. We don't need to recover. But no, yeah. Look, I mean, you saw everything you wanted to see. Isaiah Pacheco comes back, has a nice long run, sets him up down there at the goal line. Patrick Mahomes has the touchdown pass. Had a clean jersey, even though it was only for 5 or 6 plays. So, yeah, I mean, you kind of saw everything you wanted to see out of the ones. No complaints, really. If that was a regular season game, if they would have stayed in, they would have smoked the Cardinals, right?
Oh, yeah, I think so, yeah.
What about defense? How do you think the defense looked? Some guys stand out. I mean, when we talk about Jaden Hicks, had the interception. He was out there flying around, making tackles, stopping guys. Anybody else maybe caught your eye on the defense? Or
yeah, the name is escaping me, but cornerback that was coming up, making some stops, getting some tackles at the line of scrimmage. I can't think of his name.
Williams?
Yeah,
the rookie.
And yeah. So I mean, it just that was good. Overall, I was a little kind of, I don't know, the defense kind of the ones seemed a little lackluster until that pick, right? The Cardinals were kind of going down the field.
Yeah, they're moving ball.
So it, and I know that like one of the things about Spag's defense is it's like kind of those exotic things that you don't expect, and he's not going to show that stuff in the preseason, so I'm not worried about it or anything. But I mean, just really, I'm excited for Hicks this year. I mean, I think that it's his second year. He had a good rookie campaign, and now he's had a year to develop in the league, and he's got
good hands.
Yeah, he's got good hands. He's got McDuffie is the veteran now in that secondary, and it's time for him to make a name for himself this year. I think he's going to have a good year, man. I think we're going to be really excited with how his season goes.
Yeah, he's looking like a good replacement for Justin Reed. Same type player.
Right.
Big dude, strong, heavy hitter. The hands, to me, he had 2 or 3 interceptions last year. He had a big interception in the Broncos game in the end zone, if I remember correctly. He catches the ball when the offense throws it to him, which, hey, for a defender, man, that's a huge step up. I know a lot of people say that's why they play defense, because they can't catch. But
we've had some big interceptions get dropped by the defense in the past. So I mean, I think that's huge. So I'm excited. I mean, that was really kind of it out of the defense that I saw. I mean, so I mean, it was preseason. It's preseason football. Like I said, they're not showing too much. So
right. Mostly good though, right?
Yeah. No,
I mean, game 1.
Yeah, I mean, for a team that's only made the Super Bowl the last 3 years, they seemed okay. Yeah. But
Yeah. Big Doug is looking for steel out there.
just want to see him hold on to the ball, Big Doug, right? That was the
Right.
thing. It's like we got all hyped
He had
about
his
him last
chance.
year. Yeah.
He had his chance.
And he couldn't hold on to the ball in the regular season. So
What does
I
the
would
kid
love to
say?
see
He
him guys
fumbled the
succeed.
bag, right? I mean, it was there. Pacheco went down, and they needed a guy, and he got the reps, and he had a fumble or two, and it was get Kareem Hunt on the phone. Like,
I
that's
know
how
a
quick
guy
it
that's
happens,
never
man.
fumbled since like his first carry in
Right.
the NFL.
Yeah, no, Kareem Hunt is
Is that true? Like he hasn't fumbled since
an
that first carry?
amazing. The Kareem Hunt's ball security is like
Legendary, yeah.
legendary, man. Yeah, no, I don't. I got to think that maybe he had an interception. Maybe he had a fumble or something when he was with the Browns somewhere. But yeah, no, I as far as Chiefs go, I don't ever remember him putting the ball on the ground after that first time against the Patriots.
He's had 5 fumbles in his career.
5 fumbles. And how many carries? Does it say? Should show there on his career stats. Say like carries or something.
Yeah, I don't know. This is like an AI summary, but I don't know, man. It says in 2017 to 2018, he fumbled 5 times for the Chiefs, and I know that's not right.
Oh yeah,
It says he
no.
fumbled twice with the Browns. Let's see.
Yeah, that must be some artificial unintelligence there.
Yeah, they call that hallucination, right?
Right. Yeah, I bet on Pro Football Reference it'll show. You should be able to find that up pretty quick.
5. Well, it shows 5 fumbles on 1,230 attempts.
I'm not good at math, but that's a low percentage. That's a low. And one of those fumbles was his very first carry in the NFL, right? He's only had 4 fumbles since that game where he went on to absolutely destroy the Patriots in that game. Man, that was a fun game to watch. That was that was a good night. That was when they were celebrating the comeback, right, against the
Falcons.
The Falcons, right? That was the 28-3.
It was like when we went to that season opener and the Lions beat us, right?
Yeah.
And the Lions fans were all hyped. I was like, I remember being there. Like,
right. Yeah, no,
being all pumped because we beat the Super Bowl champions from last year and
they did.
Super Bowl champions from last year.
Yeah. I mean, they didn't stomp us though, and we really kind of gave
didn't.
that game away more than
Yeah.
I mean, that was the Kadarius Toney
Toney.
6, right? Basically gave him the game.
Right.
Yeah, that was a disappointing loss for sure.
We did. I mean, roll the Patriots.
The Chiefs went there and rolled the Patriots in that game and ran all over them and kind of stomped them and ruined their fun, which was a good time, man. Let's go back and think about how many like fun games the Chiefs have had with Patrick Mahomes, and I was thinking back to that team too. Chiefs had Kareem Hunt and Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes. Like, we got the best quarterback in the league. We got the best tight end in the league. We got the best wide receiver in the league. We got the best running back in the league.
Now that game you're talking about though was
man.
Alex Smith was the quarterback for that one.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
He was. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, yes. I mean, I
always
remember
forget. I don't know why I always forget that overlap. They did have that 1 year, but the year after that, man.
Yeah.
Like, you go back
the
to those teams they
offense
had.
is sick. I mean, that's why I just wish, like, I really am disappointed that we didn't upgrade more significantly at the running back position this year, you know, like with
they're betting on Pacheco coming back healthy, man. That's
I mean, I love Pop. Like, you know,
they won back-to-back Super Bowls with him. I'm not gonna get in trouble. I'm trying to rank where he's at top whatever number he is running back in the NFL, but he's a serviceable back, man.
Get us internet famous.
Yeah, get us internet famous. Preseason game 1 down, training camp down. Preseason game 2. I mean, there's not much to preview for that. I think there's a good chance that Patrick Mahomes and like the veteran starters anyway aren't going to play at all. We'll have to see. Against the Seattle Seahawks on Friday, Friday
See,
night, right?
I thought it was the third game that they typically don't.
That
play
is
at
the
all.
one but I want to say it was today or yesterday. No, it's today because it was I think they were talking about last game of training camp. They were saying that he was good chance that we didn't see those guys in the game Friday. Preseason game 2 against the Seahawks. Then they'll come home for preseason game 3, and more than likely, right? That just turned into preseason game 4 where the starters never play. But
right.
as long as it doesn't come back to hurt them and they look rusty or something, because you've seen that with these other teams that sit the starters and don't play, like the Chargers or these other teams that don't play Herbert or don't play Burrow or these guys at all in the preseason, and they look rusty, man. Like, not that Patrick Mahomes is on their level; he's clearly
and the Chiefs don't
better
have a
than
schedule
them,
this year where they can start rusty.
No, they definitely do not. It's a tough stretch coming up the gates there. Playing Chargers in Brazil, and then week 2, Philadelphia Eagles, and the non-Super Bowl rematch at Arrowhead, 3:25 game. Looking forward to that game. So about position groups, now that we've kind of seen training camp and we've seen the first preseason game, wide receiver room. Put a post out there on X, kind of what we think the wide receiver room is going to look like. I don't know if you can get that up here or not, Nick, but
Yeah, 1 second.
look, I mean, the Rashee Rice suspension looming really kind of puts that as the question is like, who's going to make the team? Will they just go at 6? They've kind of gone to like where they've had 7 wide receivers here the last couple of years. And that's the poll. Can you go down to the one where
I know.
right there. There you go.
Right there.
Yep.
My bad.
Coming out of camp, I mean, Rashee Rice, obviously, depending on what kind of suspension he gets, if it comes out week 1 or not. But you got Rice, Worthy, Brown. Juju is going to make the team. Andy Reid said he's the leader he's the veteran leader of the room. We got Thornton in there. I think he's a lock at this point after coming in the training camp in the preseason game that he's had, running with the ones. Jalen Royals, the draft pick, is going to make the team. If they go with the 7th guy, Remigio, but I mean, maybe if Rice is suspended for the first 4 or 6 or 8 games or whatever number it ends up being, maybe they just go with 6. I mean, I don't know if they throw a 7th guy on there. Maybe they go with an extra running back to start there. I mean, what do you think, Nick? Is this looking like the starting 6 or 7 to you? And like, how do you feel about that wide receiver room?
Yeah, I mean, I think that I feel good about it. If we can keep those main guys in the mix, right? I think you're going to get productivity out of. I mean, I know Juju's another year older, but he's a smart player. We saw that he could have like a Sammy Watkins-ish type game pop up every now and again last year when we need it. He's got a lot of experience, especially in the postseason with us now. You've got Thornton. He seems like he's kind of like a wild card out there. Seems like he maybe has a lot of upside there. And Royals and Remigio, we know like Remigio can contribute in different ways. That he isn't afraid to go up and get the ball. That he's not afraid to sacrifice his body, right? To make catches. We've seen that. I mean, he's a good kick returner. And then Royals, I mean, I think has a lot of potential. We saw him have a good camp, and he's got the right name.
Made some plays in the preseason game.
Made some plays Arizona. In the preseason game. So like, I just feel, I do feel good about this wide receiver room. To be honest, I mean, I don't see any issues with it. It's just, the Rice suspension and what does that do and how does that impact the dynamic, right? That leaves us with Worthy, Brown, Juju there at the top. To go, and I mean, Worthy in year 2. Hopefully, he has a lot of growth this year.
Yeah.
But Brown, I mean, it's just like Brown's injury stuff is just kind of the big worrisome thing there. So
Right. Yeah, I mean, I feel good about that group. It's not the deepest though, right? I mean, you look on there, you've got Thornton, mentioned him as a project, second round pick from former Patriot. Royals is a rookie. I know Rice and Worthy have had really, really good second halves of their rookie season. That was kind of out of necessity because of injury, right, to other guys. So
yeah,
they kind of got thrown into the fire there, maybe a little bit prematurely, a little bit earlier normally than Andy Reid would like to lean on a rookie wide receiver. But yeah, the Brown thing is like, how long can you stay healthy, and what does the Rashee Rice suspension end up looking like? I mean, is it 4 games? Is it 6 games? Do they go crazy and do an 8 or 10 game suspension? I mean, I think we've kind of talked about that. This week's poll question kind of takes that a little bit further. Like, how many games do you see the Chiefs having Rice, Worthy, and Brown all playing together? If you're not following us on X, you can see the handle at Chiefs Kingdom Live. Make sure you're following us there, voting in the polls. Well, I mean, what do you think? How many games do you see them having the big 3 or the top 3 guys all out there available playing healthy at the same time this year?
well, I mean, I'm still in the camp of a half a season suspension for Rice is looming. So, I mean, that's why I picked 5 to 8. Maybe an injury concern here or there for one of the guys. Also there's the potential where maybe one of those games starters are getting rested. Hopefully at the end of the year when we're
Well, I mean, I guess that would still be considered available, though. I mean, maybe they don't play together, but
right. But yeah, I mean, I just think with the Rice suspension looming, I picked 5 to 8. I mean, I think that maybe 9 to 12 is a better pick there. But I feel like the NFL is going to be heavier on the suspension than most people. So
yeah, I mean, if he gets 8 games, I mean, yeah, you're missing half the year right there. Then you're talking about everything else has to go perfect, right? Brown doesn't miss any games once he comes back. Worthy doesn't get nicked up or doesn't, twist an ankle and miss a game or 2 here. So, yeah, I mean, that's a tough call in there. Wasn't factoring in necessarily with playoff postseason games here.
This is regular season, right?
That I mean, including postseason, you really would hope it'd be 13 or more, right? I mean, look, if there are people out there that think that Rashee Rice is only going to get a 4-game suspension, and if that's the case, then 13 or more is definitely in play. I mean, I'm going to go slightly more optimistic. I think 9 to 12. I just think you got to count on Hollywood Brown missing 2 or 3 games.
Right.
We'll see. I mean, you guys can get concussions. There's obviously all kinds of injuries where you could miss a week or 2. That's not necessarily something that's like season ending, like you saw with Rashee Rice week 4 last year. Misses the remainder of the season there. So, yeah, I'm hopeful too.
Yeah, I mean, maybe 6 games is more likely. I don't know, but it's a pretty big deal,
Hope for the best, prepare for the worst, right? Isn't that the way the saying goes? So, be interested to see if you're watching here in the chat, where you vote or where you would vote in the poll there. It's going to be key, man, to have all 3 of those guys, because we saw last year what happens. Like, if you lose one for an extended period of time with injury and then you lose another one, now you're down to one of those guys, right?
Yeah.
Rashee Rice is suspended the first 4 or 6 games, and then Brown comes out week 1 and rolls this ankle that's been giving him problems in training camp, and now you're back in the same boat you were in last year, where you're counting on some unproven guys, and maybe you got to lean on the rookie, the Royals guy, or Thornton or something to take off. I know a lot of people were commenting on the post there about the the 6 or 7 wide receivers there, the Brownlee, caught the touchdown in the Cardinals game.
Mm-hmm.
He was not running with the ones, though, after that in practice. He's a guy that's played 4, 5, or 6 games in the NFL already, though. I think he's definitely like a solid practice squad stash. I think that's the other thing you got to look at, too, right, is like you might think 2 guys are close or maybe one guy's just a little bit better than the other, but if you let one of them go, you don't think he's going to like make it sneak onto the practice squad. Someone will scoop him up. So maybe you keep the guy that you think you have a better chance of losing, even though you think maybe he's not quite as good as someone you keep. Laney here, weighing in 6 games for Rice.
Yeah, I didn't know if she was saying for Rice or that they poll question.
And I hope they better have him for more than 6. That's going to be tough, man. That's going to be tough. I don't know. I mean, what do you think? Rashee Rice is suspended. Do you think they still go with 7 receivers, or you think maybe they carry a 4th tight end or an extra running back?
Yeah, I mean, they could carry Steele at the fullback position, I guess.
Right.
With 6 receivers, but I think that Andy Reid typically doesn't carry 7 receivers, right? I mean, historically.
They have the last few years.
Yeah. But, I mean, if you look at, like, the breadth of his career, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't. Maybe 15 years ago or something. I don't know.
No,
last 2 years, I'm pretty sure coming out of camp.
Yeah, I mean, like 3-4 years ago, he was running 6. But, yeah, I think they may prioritize the running backs, to be honest. Maybe an extra tight end. It just depends. Who's that last spot on the 4th tight end would be what, Wiley?
I think right now that would be the guy. He has not really flashed in training camp or didn't really do a whole lot in the preseason games. So, yeah, maybe. I mean, would you rather like?
I just think in
have like a
today's
4th.
league,
Would you ever rather have like a 4th running back or?
I would like to. Yeah, I mean, I think that if we could have a better running game, that that might help take some of the pressure off of Patrick. But I don't know.
I mean, if you have a 4th running back, and you got to think about special teams too. I know Remigio's special teams ace, and Dave Tobe really likes that guy. I feel like he's like fought for that guy.
You just gotta, you gotta figure that like your number 4 running back and your number 7 wide receiver probably, aren't gonna see the field all that much, right? I just maybe like having that extra oomph from like a fullback could, in short yardage situations, be more valuable than having a 7th wide receiver, right?
Right. What do you think they do, Elijah Mitchell? So if you keep 4 running backs, I mean, you're looking at obviously Pacheco, obviously Kareem Hunt. If you keep Carson Steele as that hybrid running back / fullback, now you're down to either Mitchell or the 7th round draft pick Smith. You keeping one of those guys. Elijah Mitchell has proven that he can play at this level when healthy, given the right opportunity. Rashard Smith's a project guy. 7th round pick, you'd like to think. 7th round pick, you could sneak through to the practice squad. I mean, if you go 4 running backs, do you think that's the 4?
I think so, yeah. I mean, I took a flyer on a 7th round running back, and I haven't heard anything that's saying like this guy definitely needs to, make the 53-man roster. Have you?
From analysts or maybe people the team know, with fans on X and on social media and calling into sports radio, I feel like Isaiah Pacheco has made it seem like the 7th round running backs, like, oh, he's guaranteed to be good. There's 7th round picks. There's 7th round picks that don't make the team all the time.
So all the time, man. If he could, make the practice squad, I you go with the known quantity, right? You go with the guy can play at the NFL level.
Well, he just moved too. The guy just moved to running back in his last year in college, right?
Yeah.
So,
Right.
although Elijah Mitchell, he was there available. Chiefs signed him in the offseason, free agent, to basically like the lowest contract years and money wise I think you could. You might be able to sneak him to the practice squad. I don't know. I mean, to me, I would rather have the guy on the team that has proven he can run, right, at this level in there. I mean, I know Kareem Hunt is the running back too. I want to see Kareem Hunt out there on passing downs for pass blocking or like short yardage situations, like 1st and goal, 3rd and 1, things like that. He's just got that knack, especially at the goal line, man, getting into the end zone. If you play fantasy football, I would not draft Isaiah Pacheco very early. I think you're going to see Kareem Hunt is going to vulture and poach a lot of
Short
touches
yardage.
there at the goal line, especially in short yardage. But yeah, no, I mean, it's interesting to see. Jared Wiley, do you risk trying to push him through to the practice squad? Another team says, hey, that's a 4th round pick. We wanted to draft him year before last, and Chiefs got him before we did. I mean, Tanyan's making the team, right?
I mean, it looks like it.
The way he's looked in preseason and the way he looked in training camp, and veteran guys. Andy Reid likes veteran players, man.
Yep.
You can count on him more, right? It's more of a known commodity. So, yeah,
I'm glad I'm not the person
that's why. Well, I mean, that's why they make the big bucks, right? As they go out there. I think the Rashee Rice thing is going to make it a lot easier on them. I mean, I think you could probably go back to that list. I mean, you could have all those guys minus Rashee Rice, and then use him to keep the extra tight end or to keep the extra running back in there, and maybe keep Kareem Hunt fresh. Now, once Rashee Rice comes back, then that's a different story, right? Then it's funny thing about 53-man roster. It sounds like a lot of guys until you start looking at position groups and how many you can keep at this position and how many you can keep at this position. And next thing you know, man, that one spot like becomes super critical and very difficult to evaluate and decide on who's going to be like that. Who's that last guy that's going to squeak in there and make it on the team. But I kind of thought they were just going to give up on Carson Steele, honestly, going into training camp. But he got reps and he was in there, and he was making plays.
They must like the guy. I mean, he must do everything that they're asking him to do. You know what I mean?
Right. If he doesn't make the team, you think somebody else scoops him up?
I think he'll land somewhere, either maybe on a practice squad or maybe on a
team. He'll be on our practice squad if he doesn't. Do you think another team scoops him up, like to make their actual 53-man roster? I don't think you can take someone off someone's practice squad and put them on your practice squad. I think you have to put them on your actual team.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I think he's just one of the I think you got a lot of guys, if you were to pay attention across the league, that are the fans for those teams feel exactly the same way about the kid has potential. The kid, you know what I mean? So maybe I don't know. Maybe just because he's been in the Chiefs system now for a couple of years, and that might make him more attractive to a team that's trying to, figure out what they're doing over there, right? But I don't think there's other teams that are hoping that the Chiefs, cut him so that they can sign him. I think he would be.
Yeah, I know. There's a lot of teams. There's a lot of teams that are thin at the end of their roster that aren't having to make the tough choices and decisions like the Chiefs are. So, Carson Steele, man, I just kind of did not anticipate him factoring in, and maybe he's not going to. Maybe it was just he was in there running hard and getting yards into the preseason. When it comes around, they cut him loose to keep the draft pick. But
maybe they know they're not going to keep him. And
who would you? Maybe they're showcasing him for a trade or something. Who knows what they could be doing? But who would you keep? Would you keep the 7th round pick? Would you keep Smith, or would you keep Carson Steele if you're going with 4?
I would just keep a fullback. I think that having a fullback position is important. Imagine this, man. Power I formation with Carson Steele and Kareem Hunt,
Yeah.
The old T-Rich Priest Holmes. They could bring it back for a couple plays.
Right, they could.
I think that I like the fullback position. I think that you can do a lot of things with it that you can't necessarily do with just another running back. So the Chiefs have struggled in short yardage, right? So any help they can get in those short yardage situations, I think is going to be more valuable. So
yeah, right. Yeah, big game coming up for these guys this week 2 game. That's preseason week 2 game. This is going to be the opportunities, especially if you got some of the big dogs sitting early, right? Not in there. I mean, every play you can get out there on the field gives you that's just one more chance for you to prove yourself and stand out to the coaching staff. So, gonna be looking forward to this game against the Seahawks. I want to say the game starts like 9:00 or something because it's the night game out there on the West Coast.
Against them Royals Mariners games.
Right, against the Sea Chickens out there. I'm pretty sure that's a 9 Central, right? Game starts at 9:00, so it's gonna be on like midnight. Yeah, Lainey was checking in there. She thinks she misses 6 games. Yeah. If I was putting money on it, that's what I'd put it on. I'm not gonna be surprised if it's more than 6, though. It's just it was bad. It was a serious deal, man, that he went through, and thank God no one lost their life, died. Doesn't sound like got injured worse than possibly could have. Dodged a major bullet there. So I don't know. You think like the thing that and it still surprises me at this point is how the NFL. You think they would just have like a here's the crime, here's the punishment. You know what I mean? DUI is 4 games. Aggravated assault or domestic violence is X amount of games.
Yeah, or at least some kind of guidelines where it's like,
where it's something.
Yeah, no,
it's just like, all right, we're just gonna throw it at the dartboard and see what number we get here. That kind of sounds like what they do.
The old South Park where they're trying to figure out what to do with the economy.
Yeah, right. Yeah, the spin the wheel there. So, I mean, there's people saying, look, man, they gave Justin Tucker 10 games for his deal. Like, it's not unprecedented for them to tell a guy, hey, man, you're going to miss 8 or 10 games. So, I don't know. I'm not in the business of ranking crimes, which one's worse than others. And so, but it's not. I feel like people are acting like an 8-game suspension or something like that is just completely out of the realm of possibility. And it's like, no, that's definitely in the realm, right? Of possibility.
Yeah, I think 8 or 9 games is not super unreasonable. I'm in the minority. Maybe it's just because of the amount of time that's passed, right?
Yeah, could be.
But I mean, it's a pretty serious deal. I mean, 30 days in jail is no joke. I know he's got, 5 years to do it or whatever, but
right.
I mean, that's a
stiff punishment.
That's a stiff punishment. He's lost millions of dollars already, I think, in suits. So, it's unfortunate. It just sucks for everybody involved, especially the people that, weren't trying to do anything wrong and got involved. So
got wrapped up in it.
Yeah.
Someone put on X is like, you can either suspend. NFL should give them the choice of 6-game suspension, or you get to play the 6 games, but you have to give all of the salary for those 6 games to the victims. And I was like, I think he's probably gonna have to pay them 6 game checks worth of.
He's doing that anyway,
and gonna get suspended. I'm pretty sure he's gonna have to do both. So, X-Man, you see some wild stuff. You see some crazy shit. And suggestions and ideas on social media. But shoot, man, we're about an hour here. I think we covered it pretty good. What do we got?
Russ saying he doesn't have 5 years to do. I heard that. Obviously, I'm not a lawyer, but I heard that the judgment is that basically like he didn't like have to report like to jail for like at a specific time, right?
No, yeah, all the reports are he has to serve the 30 days before his 5-year probationary period is up.
Yeah.
Now I haven't seen like whether he can break that up, like do weekends or something, or if he has to do all 30 consecutively. I have not seen anybody give like a definitive. I've seen people guess, and social media, Twitter lawyers
Right, like
say
maybe once he reports,
but,
he has to be there for a contiguous.
Right. Yeah. I don't know. People are saying, well, he should just do like 2 weeks, just do 1 weekend every 3 months for the 5. I'm like, I don't know. If they let you do that, that's not much of a punishment, man. Like, I can't read the person's name. My screen's too small right now. And that doesn't happen here. Where are you at?
Rustus Android. Yeah.
Rustus Android. I'm not sure where you're from, where you're at, but I think it's the first time we've seen them on the show, right?
Yeah. Welcome, man.
Yeah, welcome. Glad you were swinging by. Make sure you click like and subscribe if you like the show and you want to subscribe. Yeah, no, it's good to be back. We just had some scheduling things with Nick and Bo traveling and being out, and Android. I think that's the way it works for most of the population. But when you're a superstar, well, I don't know if I call Rashid a superstar yet at this point. But when you're a star athlete and you've got hundreds of thousands of dollars and millions of dollars and can get the best lawyers, then okay, Colorado, nice.
Yeah,
Nick's old stomping grounds out there.
I used to live out there.
Nick lived out there.
Denver.
So, I think that's the way it works for most people. But I think when you're a star athlete and you play in the NFL and you've got hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars,
Clark
they change the rules around for you a little bit.
Of influence down in that area.
Yeah,
family.
Definitely.
Yeah,
definitely does. So, but yeah, no, it's good to be back. It's good to see everybody in the chat. Thanks for watching. Really appreciate it. Make sure you click like. Make sure you click subscribe. We'd really, really appreciate that as well. I'm still trying to get to that 1,000 subscriber mark to give away the signed Isaiah Pacheco jersey. We're going to figure out a way
close,
to get
man.
that done.
I mean,
there.
Less than 100 subs.
So, tell a friend. Tell a friend. Tell 2 people, and they tell 2 people, and so on and so on. Appreciate that, Android.
Thank you.
We'll be back next Wednesday, 8 o'clock. We'll be talking about the second preseason game. Be looking ahead. We'll be having our annual NFL preview and Chiefs preview shows coming up here in the next few weeks, where we'll be picking division winners and giving our final Chiefs record predictions and playoff predictions. So make sure you subscribe. Make sure you follow us on social media so you can vote in the polls, especially the polls we do. That's a lot of fun, where we do the division winners and we kind of break down here on the show and go through those and see where we think everybody's going to finish up, and maybe look ahead to some postseason and some Super Bowl predictions. Looking forward to doing those shows here next 2 or 3 weeks. Thanks again. Always is watching. And until next week, let's go Chiefs.
All right, let's go Chiefs.